Ake rolled his eyes and said. Didn't you follow him all the time?
I also know that the people in the clan want you to monitor Itachi. Uchiha Shisui smiled, then said seriously. Ake, can you tell me why you joined Anbu? Ake doesn't want to say the same thing twice. Didn't you hear that just now? Uchiha Shisui shook his head. Itachi will notice if you get too close, but seeing Itachi leave like this, your reason should convince Itachi. Since that's the case, there's no need for me to know. But I want to make one thing clear. Uchiha Shisui paused, then asked seriously. What do you want to do? Ake said without hesitation. Peace. Uchiha Shisui was taken aback for a moment, then nodded slowly and said. Can I trust you? Ake shook his head and said. Trust or not, you need to judge for yourself. Uchiha Shisui nodded and said. Well, I will be able to observe you in the future. Afterwards, Uchiha Shisui left in an instant. Ake stared at the place where Uchiha Shisui left, and turned back to the room after a long time, leaving only a whisper. It's not the time for now. After. Ake started Anbu's work. But. It is said to be Anbu's job, but it is more like doing odd jobs. For example, passing news inside the village and sorting out Anbu's sundries. Or clean Anbu's locker room, etc. In short, they are all chores that cannot be put on the table. In contrast to Uchiha Itachi. Because of Danzo's recommendation, Uchiha Itachi just joined Anbu, and began to perform Renlua with Kakashi. It was highly praised by Kakashi for the first time, and the successive missions were completed perfectly. Comparing with Ake, it is a heaven and an earth. Feel too big. But Ake doesn't care about that at all. Still doing these chores in silence, but Ake can accept his identity at this time, but the audience in the live broadcast room can't bear it. I am used to Ake's various cool and explosive operations. Now I see Ake so aggrieved to deal with sundries in Anbu. The audience just couldn't take it anymore. Deidara, Master Ake. Why are you humiliating yourself like this? Onoki. He. I said that Ake can't do anything this time. Look. Now that he's in Anbu, he's just a handyman. Grandma Chio. The treatment between the two Uchihas is really different. Fourth Raikage. One is Hokage's doorman, and the other is actually a handyman in the utility room. Kakuzu. It seems that Sarutobi Hiruzen doesn't trust Ake at all, and Ake hasn't even touched the room where the Uchiha clan was monitored. Scorpion. Indeed, it seems that Sarutobi Hiruzen is still on guard. Uchiha Fugaku. HMPH. Except for the traitor Itachi, how could he trust other Uchihas? Uchiha Iron Tree. That's right. Konoha's high-level wish we could all die. Terumi Mei. Poor Ake, it seems that this time I really didn't have much to play. Luo Sha. My aptitude is poor, and my strength can't keep up. If you want to make a difference, you need your own strength. Haitu. Ah, husband Ake, you are so pitiful, Ino. You bastard, I've endured you for a long time. Ake belongs to all of us. It's not yours alone. The live broadcast room quickly turned upside down. A group of women had a violent quarrel over the ownership of Ake. Those who are not interested in this can't help but block them, and then continue to watch the video. The screen changed, and we came to the land of the Uchiha clan. Each Uchiha wears loose casual clothes and heads to Minami Shrine, the shrine of the Uchiha clan. Apparently, this is a gathering of the Uchiha clan. Ake, Uchiha Shisui and Uchiha Itachi were there. The women of the clan were led by Uchiha Makoto to wait elsewhere. The men of the clan gathered in a wide room. The floor is tatami, and everyone sat on the floor, looking at the patriarch Uchiha Fugaku. Under everyone's gaze, Uchiha Fugaku spoke slowly. Recently, the oppression of the village on us has become more and more serious. The rift between the villagers and us is also getting worse. Suddenly someone shouted from below. It's all done by the group of Konoha high-level guys. They just want to kill us all. They're scared. The Senju clan was wiped out by them, and now they want to attack us Uchiha. Patriarch. We must not let them succeed. Yes. Patriarch, we must not sit idly by. Patriarch. Let's turn against him. Yes, against them. This is all they forced us to do. The crowd below shouted angrily. Only a few people showed worried looks. But there were also 3 people who watched this scene blankly. It was the Ache trio. They kept watching Uchiha Fugaku, waiting for his reply. Uchiha Fugaku raised his hand and lowered it slowly. The excited Uchiha tribe lowered their voices to save face until they became calm. But under this calm, there is a fire that is about to erupt. We really can't sit still, but we also need a more appropriate time. Uchiha Fugaku said slowly. The village is heavily guarded against us now. If we act at this time, it is likely to cause us heavy losses. So, Itachi, I'll leave the information about Konoha's high-level movements to you. All eyes immediately focused on Itachi. Itachi nodded expressionlessly. His eyes were filled with struggle. The rally is over. The 3 of Ache separated. When Uchiha Itachi came home, he saw Uchiha Shisui. Then he rejected his younger brother Sasuke's invitation to practice together, and followed Uchiha Shisui to the cliff. But to their surprise, Ache came here before them. What are you doing here? Ache asked knowingly. Uchiha Itachi was wary, but Uchiha Mizu said with a smile. Since it's Ache, it's fine. Ache is trustworthy. Uchiha Itachi nodded, but looked at Ache's eyes, still a little wary. Ache doesn't care. So, what are you doing here? Uchiha Itachi asked back. Then what are you doing here? Ache shrugged. Hiding in the quiet, to save some boring people from yelling in my ears. Uchiha Itachi was taken aback, and Uchiha Shisui whispered beside him. The matter of Ache joining Anbu has not been approved by the clan, and now the clan has a lot of opinions on him. Uchiha Itachi understood immediately. When he wanted to join Anbu, he encountered opposition from his tribe. All of a sudden, Uchiha Itachi understood Ache's situation. And Ache's situation is definitely worse than him. At least Uchiha Itachi can get access to more information, while Ache is either doing odd jobs or on the way to do odd jobs every day, so he doesn't get much useful information at all. Therefore, there will definitely be more dissatisfaction among the clansmen. Cough cough. Uchiha Shisui coughed lightly, then said to the 2 with a serious face. How serious do you think Fugaku-san is? Uchiha Itachi froze for a moment. Instead, Ache said it bluntly. Are you talking about the rebellion? Uchiha Shisui nodded, a look of concern flashed in his eyes. If there is a rebellion, it will not be a good thing for the village or the clansmen. It will only cause other villages to intervene, and then the village will be in danger. Uchiha Itachi said with a frown. But now we can't stop the emotions of the clansmen. They were angry. Uchiha Shisui sighed, then said. You said, is there any way to stop the rebellion of the tribe? Uchiha Itachi shook his head sadly. If there were such a convenient way, then we wouldn't be in such pain. Ache also shook his head. I don't know either. The people in the live broadcast room watched the 3 standing on the edge of the cliff discussing how to stop the rebellion of the Uchiha clan, feeling very discordant. If only Uchiha Itachi and Uchiha Shisui, they can still accept, after all, they have seen it before. But seeing that Ache, whom they had high hopes for, also joined in, made them uncomfortable. Didera. Master. How can you degenerate yourself and hang out with these 2 scumbags? Onoki. It seems that the old man's judgment is still wrong. It's not that Ache can't do anything, but doing nothing is better than doing nothing. Uchiha Fugaku. I was so expecting Ache to change the fate of the Uchiha clan, but I actually joined the camp against them? Uchiha Iron Tree. Is the sky going to kill me, Uchiha? Sarutobi Hiruzen. This is the general trend and unavoidable. Thousand Hands Tobirama. Shut up, monkey. The previous things are not over yet. Fourth Raikage. A dignified 3rd Hokage, but he was scolded like a grandson, and he didn't even dare to resist. It's really shameful. Orochimaru. There's no way, that's what a bastard is like, please understand. Tsunade. Alas, the fate of the Uchiha clan may be destined to be the same as that of our Senju clan. Grandma Chiyo. The 2 ninja clans who co-founded Konoha Shinobi Village, one has disappeared and the other is about to disappear, which is really embarrassing. Terumi Mei. Although Ache was excellent before, his choice this time disappointed me. The viewers in the live broadcast room were very dissatisfied with Ache joining the camp of Uchiha Itachi and Uchiha Shisui, and expressed their views one after another. But the content of the video will not stop because of their discussion. In the picture, Uchiha Shisui sighed helplessly after hearing the answers of the two clan brothers. No matter what, we must not give up hope. There must be a way to find peace. Okay, you two go back, so as not to arouse other people's suspicion. Like a weasel nodding, Uchiha Shisui also sighed, and his figure disappeared in a flash. However, as soon as Uchiha Shisui left, he immediately felt someone chasing after him. Uchiha Shisui's complexion tightened, and a fierce light flashed in his eyes. He deliberately lured the person to a place where no one cared, and when he was about to make a move, he saw the identity of the person who was chasing him. Huh. Ache? Didn't we just break up? Ache appeared in front of Uchiha Shisui dignifiedly. I have something I want to talk to you alone. Seeing that it was Ache who came, Uchiha Shisui immediately dispelled the killing intent that appeared before. Then, Uchiha Shisui scratched his head in some puzzlement. Didn't we just meet before? Is there something you must avoid Itachi and talk to me alone? While speaking, Uchiha Shisui also became slightly alert. After all, Uchiha Shisui believes in Uchiha Itachi more than Ache. And Ache excluded Uchiha Itachi and saw his own operation alone, which made Uchiha Shisui a little suspicious. Ache saw Uchiha Shisui's doubts, but didn't bother, because the doubts would be dispelled soon. I have a secret to tell you. Secret? Uchiha Shisui was even more puzzled. But Ache didn't tell the secret directly, but pointed to Uchiha Shisui's eyes and asked. Can your pupil technique, distinguished heavenly gods, change the consciousness of others invisibly? Uchiha Shisui froze. How do you know? Ache nodded knowingly. It does seem to be possible. In that case, why don't you use it to change the will of third Hokage? Make him change his mind about our Uchiha clan? Hear this statement. Uchiha Shisui hasn't reacted yet. The audience in the live broadcast room was the first to explode. Uchiha Madara. Genius idea. Onoki. King. If the consciousness of Sarutobi Hiruzen is really changed, then the Uchiha clan will definitely not have civil strife, and even subtly become the dominant force. Fourth Raikage. To think of such a method, is it really Ache? Deidara. Cough cough cough. Who said just now that Master Ache has no room for development? Does your face hurt? He. Uchiha Fugaku. If I had known that Shisui had this kind of power, I wouldn't have allowed the Uchiha clan to go to that point. Shisui and Itachi are the main culprits in the Uchiha clan's downfall. Uchiha Hikari. I didn't expect that Shisui, who had high hopes, would not be on our side. Senju Tobirama. Terrible idea, but it is a valid idea. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Fortunately, Shisui is not such a person. Uchiha Shisui froze for a moment, then said with a frown. How could you have such an idea? Hokage-sama has been hoping to find a peaceful solution to the conflict between the village and Uchiha. And peace is won by our own hands. How can we use such crooked methods? Snapped. A crisp sound interrupted Uchiha Shisui's words. Uchiha Shisui stared at Ache in disbelief, covering his cheeks that were gradually flushing. From the beginning to the end, Ache was very calm in the face of everything, and at this time Uchiha Shisui saw Ache who was really angry. King idiot. Are you an idiot? Snapped. Another slap. Uchiha Shisui covered his face with both hands, and looked a little pitiful. But Ache will never pity the idiot. Don't you know what the situation of the Uchiha clan is now? People are riding on your neck to bully you, and you still want to reason with them? Uchiha Shisui was completely taken aback. Why do you think the people in the clan split up with the village so badly? Among those who provoke troubles, there must be people placed by the high-level Konoha. Otherwise, how could it be so serious? Snapped. You think Sarutobi Hiruzen is looking for peace, he just wants to delay the time until the Uchiha clan can't bear it. Snapped. Second Hokage can't understand us Uchiha. Konoha executives are all second Hokage's apprentices, you still think they can take care of us Uchiha? Snapped. Even if your ancestor Uchiha Kagami is third generation's teammate, have you ever thought about how Kagami Senpai died? Are you sure there is no one from Konoha Takayasu contributing to the flames? Snapped. You don't understand anything, but you still want to reason with this group of people who want to kill you. I have never seen such a stupid idiot like you in my life. Snapped. You clearly hold the key to peace, but because you have been brainwashed, you want to give this key to other people to use. It is simply stupid. Snapped. People like you look like you are thinking about the village and Uchiha, but you are the biggest villain. Worse than those disgusting guys in Konoha High. Snapped. Because the clansmen believed in you and believed that you could lead them to victory, but you betrayed them first. Snapped. You are totally unworthy of the Uchiha name. Your existence is a stain on the Uchiha clan. Snapped. Who? Ache panted heavily, looking at Uchiha Shisui's eyes like a bloodthirsty beast, wishing to tear Shisui to pieces. It is enough to see how angry Ache is. Uchiha Shisui, on the other hand, has been stunned by Ache's series of slaps. The brain has entered a state of shutdown. The live broadcast room became even more heated, and everyone applauded. Uchiha Madara. Good job. Just give me a hard hit like this. This bastard who eats inside and out. Uchiha Tiezu. Ache. You are my god. Onoki. It's so satisfying. It's hearty. Fourth Raikage. This is all cheap for him. If it were me, his head would have turned into a pile of pieces by now. Scorpion. This is what happens to traitors. Orochimaru. Although there are many geniuses in the Uchiha family, there are always problems with the brain circuit. That's why Ache behaves like a normal person. Kakashi. Nonsense. Before Obito became black, he was a good kid. Jiraiya. You said before you became black. What does Obito look like now? Not only did he kill my apprentice, but he also participated in the massacre of the Uchiha clan. He is the scum of scum. Tsunade. The key is that Namikaze Minato is still Obito's master. This kind of behavior of deceiving the master and destroying the ancestors is absolutely unforgivable. Kimimaro. I can't figure it out. Since there is such a simple solution, why doesn't this water have been used? Is he a fool? Yagura. That's right, he is a fool. He has the power to change everything, but he doesn't use it, and the result is a tragedy of genocide. Uchiha Shisui was completely dumbfounded. He looked at the panting and extremely angry Ache in front of him, and his mind was full of doubts. I didn't even notice the pain on my face. Uchiha Shisui seemed to know Ache for the first time, looking at Ache full of strangeness. Ache, it's not that I don't want to use it, but this power is too powerful. I haven't figured out whether I can bear the consequences after using it. Uchiha Shisui wanted to explain, but the words came weakly. Huh? Consequences? Ache said angrily. I'll tell you the consequences. Because of your indecision, have you counted how many clan members died in vain? If you had brought Sarutobi Hiruzen under control earlier, and repaired the rift between Uchiha and the village, where would there be so many broken things? You can obviously solve everything, but you don't do anything. Everything that happened during this period, and everyone who sacrificed, will be counted on your head. Uchiha Shisui stood there in a daze as if struck by lightning. After a long time, he said nonchalantly, I just pinned my hopes on Itachi. He's the one bond that can change the minds of both parties. Snapped. Another slap on Shisui's face. Ache's anger became more and more intense. He sneered and said in a cold voice. Tai. Huh. Then let you see what the bond you put your hope on is doing now. Follow me. Ache left without looking back. Uchiha Shisui didn't know why, but he followed along with his cheeks covered. Soon. The two sneaked all the way to the Hokage building. After twisting and turning to avoid all the hidden whistles, the two came to the mezzanine at the top of a room. Ache carefully moved a little gap, and the situation in the room immediately fell into the eyes of Ache and Uchiha Shisui. In the room, Konoha Senior F4 is sitting on a chair. On the opposite side was Uchiha Itachi, who had just separated from them. Uchiha Shisui's eyes widened suddenly. The exclamation in his mouth almost made a sound. Blocked by Ache's quick eyes and hands. Hush. Ache motioned him to be silent, then continued to stare at the movement below. Uchiha Shisui quickly put away those messy thoughts, and began to listen to the following conversation attentively. Danzo said lightly. Recently, Uchiha has been preparing armaments aggressively. What is he trying to do? As soon as these words came out, the expressions of Sarutobi Hiruzen and the three became tense. Uchiha Kaharu asked even more hastily. What was said at this rally? Zebo Itachi listened to the report at the meeting, without any concealment. Shisui, who was hiding on the ceiling, widened his eyes, never expecting that Uchiha Itachi would do such a thing. After listening to Itachi's report, Danzo snorted coldly and said, "The Uchiha family is planning to rebel, Hiruzen. This matter must be decided as soon as possible." Sarutobi Hiruzen and Muddy said, "Things are not in a hurry, and we haven't reached that point yet. Itachi, you continue to monitor the situation inside Uchiha, and report to us immediately if you have any news." Uchiha Itachi bowed his head and said, "Yes." Then, Uchiha Itachi exited the room. After Uchiha Itachi left, Uchiha Kaharu yelled, "No! The Uchiha clan must be eradicated immediately." Mitokado Homura also nodded and said, "Before they do something more threatening, we have to act first." Hiruzen, what do you say? Danzo throws the ball to Sarutobi Hiruzen. In fact, with the oppression of two other advisors, Sarutobi Hiruzen wanted to make a decision. But Sarutobi Hiruzen, as a staunch fencer, will never put down all his bets until the last moment. This matter still needs to be carefully discussed, and Itachi is watching. If things really don't turn around, we will have enough time to react," said Sarutobi Hiruzen. Danzo snorted coldly and said, "You'll regret it, Hiruzen." Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression sank. HMPH. I'm Hokage. On the ceiling, Uchiha Shisui was completely dumbfounded. He seemed completely unaware that his beloved high-ranking Konoha saw the Uchiha clan in such a way. The gesture of wanting to wipe out all Uchiha really made him shudder. And the audience in the live broadcast room also woke up one after another. Uchiha Fugaku. I was wrong to blame Ake. He was infiltrating the traitor, trying to wake up the traitor and make the traitor Shisui make the right choice. Onoki. Indeed, this is a great move. As long as Uchiha Shisui's distinguished heavenly gods is used, it is not so difficult to control the high-level Konoha. Fourth Raikage. It turns out that Ake is not a bad performer. Naruto. I knew that Ake would definitely not do nothing, but these high-ranking Konohas are really disgusting. Obviously everyone is a partner of the same village. Why would they do this? Namikaze Minato. Naruto, you are still too young. You don't need to understand these dark things, you just need to grow up happily. Orochimaru. Naruto's childhood was not happy at all, Minato. Jiraiya. Well, it's also my fault. If I could be by Naruto's side, his childhood wouldn't be. Uzumaki Kushina. What? What happened to my Naruto? Sarutobi Hiruzen. Get out of here, you bastard. Sarutobi Hiruzen. This is actually Danzo's idea. After all, Naruto Jinchuriki's identity is relatively sensitive. If the spies in the village find out Naruto's identity, it will be troublesome. Uchiha Madara. I really deserve to be your disciple. I really resemble you, Senju Tobirama. Senju Tobirama. Stop talking, it's really embarrassing. The screen changed. Ake and Uchiha Shisui have quietly left the Hokage building. The two came to a relatively remote dark place in the forest. Ake looked directly at Uchiha Shisui with a calm face. Uchiha Shisui, on the other hand, has a suspicious expression on his face. Obviously. The brief experience just now caused his three outlooks to undergo an earth-shaking change. Waiting, he knows that Uchiha Shisui's next attitude will determine how he responds. After thinking for a long time, Uchiha Shisui looked at Ake blankly. Ake. Why does Konoha Takari hate us so much, Uchiha? What did we do wrong? Ake said lightly. Because the power we Uchiha has is too strong, whether it is second Hokage or his dog-legged apprentices, they are all afraid of our rise. We will continue to have geniuses appearing, but the Senju clan that can check and balance us has already been wiped out by them. Naturally, they also want to make us completely disappear on the stage of history like the Senju clan. Now, do you still think there is any possibility of living in peace? Uchiha Shisui gritted his teeth and said, struggling. But Mr. Hokage hasn't completely given up yet. If we can contact Mr. Hokage alone and find out from it. Stop dreaming. Ake said coldly, looking at Uchiha Shisui with disappointment in his eyes. After what happened with the fourth Hokage, you don't trust that bad old man. The existence of that mysterious person at the beginning was indeed suspicious, but his coping method was not so clever at all. Especially when the young fourth Hokage passed away because of this, I knew from then on that Sarutobi Hiruzen, a bad old man, is totally unreliable. If we want to pursue justice, we can only rely on ourselves. Uchiha Shisui was stunned by what he said, and looked at Ake with a shocked face. Then, Uchiha Shisui hesitated and asked, "Then what are you going to do?" Ake pointed to Uchiha Shisui's eyes and said, "If you're not going to use your eyes, leave them to me. I'm not as good as you and Itachi. It only takes one night for me to change the relationship between Uchiha and the village." Uchiha Shisui's face was full of confusion. This is not good. How powerful the distinguished heavenly gods are, Uchiha Shisui knows very well. But because of this, Uchiha Shisui dare not give these eyes to anyone easily. Although Ake made him see the stupidity of Konoha's senior management and the hatred for Uchiha. But Uchiha Shisui, who is too kind, still can't make up his mind easily. Seeing that Uchiha Shisui hesitated, Ake knew that there was something to discuss about this matter. "Since you have some concerns, then give me one eye, so that you can check and balance me with the other. That way, you'll be insurance of last resort. If I didn't do what I said, you can completely resist me and even kill me. After all, you are much stronger than me." Hearing that it was only one eye, Uchiha Shisui hesitated for a moment, but agreed. "Okay, Ake, I'll leave this eye to you. Hopefully, you can really find a way for the Uchiha clan and the village to coexist peacefully." As he spoke, he dug his eyes out, and Ake also gouged out one of his eyes. The two exchanged an eye, and Ake possessed a Mangekyo Sharingan. The audience in the live broadcast room saw this scene, but they were blown away. Ching. A genius idea. As long as you have Shisui's eyes, you can copy all kinds of ninjutsu at will. Might Guy. Isn't this the same as Kakashi? Uchiha Fugaku. The next step is to find those Konoha Takashi. I just don't know what Aishu plans to do. Onoki. After all, there is only one eye, and it can only control one person at a time. Fourth Raikage. This is not easy to handle. Directly control Sarutobi Hiruzen and Danzo to die together, and the remaining two useless woods do not need to worry at all. Mitokado Homura. Who do you call a loser? Udatain Kaharu. A junior is really boastful. Senju Tobarama. Shut up. Don't you think it's embarrassing enough? I must have been blind back then, but I let you all be my apprentices. Luo Shaw. What a smart idea. As long as you have Uchiha Shisui's eyes, Ake doesn't need to practice at all. Orochimaru. It turned out that he had this idea a long time ago, so he didn't practice it when he was in ninja school. Deidara. You can join Anbu without practicing. If Master Ake cultivates as hard as before, maybe you can awaken Mangekyo directly, right? Uchiha Madara. If you don't know it, don't talk. The Sharingan awakening is not that simple. It doesn't depend on hard work. Terumi Mei. Ake is simply too smart. Just go whoring for nothing. Unlike others, you have to practice hard, haha. Little Sakura. Ake. You are my idol. Uchiha Iron Tree. Hurry up. I can't wait. I want to see the high-level Konoha blood flow into rivers. Uchiha Hikari. Let them have a taste of our original despair. Jiraiya. What a heavy hostility, but it's understandable. Citrate Yagura. I have a hunch, a good show is about to be staged. The people in the live broadcast room were discussing in full swing. But Sarutobi Hiruzen in Hokage's office was pale.
Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Danzo, but found that Danzo's face was normal, as if he didn't care about the next thing in the video.
Aren't you worried that Ake will control you with the distinguished heavenly gods? Danzo looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen with a weird face. What nonsense are you talking about? It's just a video, it's not real. What happened in the video is real, not reality. Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly realized. It was because the things in the video were so real that he couldn't help feeling palpitations. It seems that at any moment, an Ake will come to the door with the eyes of Uchiha Shisui. Uchiha Shisui's eyes are in his hands now. One was entrusted to Uchiha Itachi by Uchiha Shisui. And the other one seems to be in the hands of Danzo. Sarutobi Hiruzen was startled suddenly, and the eyes that looked at Danzo became terrified. He was very wary of Danzo in his heart. Even doubts arose in my heart. Have I been unknowingly changed by Danzo before? Damn. Uchiha Shisui's distinguished heavenly gods can't detect it at all, and I don't even know if I've been hit by an illusion. Sarutobi Hiruzen screamed in his heart in horror. The guard against Danzo in my heart was pulled to the highest level. At this time, Uchiha Kaharu looked at Danzo strangely. By the way, speaking of Shisui's eyes, do you have one in your hand? Suddenly, there was an instant silence in the office. Sarutobi Hiruzen and Mitokado Homura raged furiously at Uchiha Kaharu, a mindless idiot. By asking this question at this time, do you want Danzo to completely control you? Oh yes. Danzo will definitely not control you, your brain is just a display. Looking at the wary faces of Sarutobi Hiruzen and Mitokado Homura, the old god Danzo said. Such an important thing will naturally not be used against you. Shisui's eyes, I have already planned to use them on Ake, no matter whose village he appears in, as long as he shows up, I will let him join our Konoha. Just like what Uchiha Itachi did. And plant an idea to protect Konoha. Let him be a part of our Konoha forever. Hearing Danzo's words, Sarutobi Hiruzen felt relieved. But Sarutobi Hiruzen still knows the character of his old friend. So my heart is still on alert. At least not so obvious on the surface. It turns out that this is indeed a good way. With a smile on his face and admiration, Sarutobi Hiruzen turned to look at the video and said. Hurry up and watch the video is not over yet. Ah yes, Mitokado Homura said hastily. At this time, the #1 live broadcast room was still discussing. The main discussion is who will Ake use Shisui's eyes on. Deidara. Let me tell you, as long as the scourge of Danzo is solved, everything will be fine. Onoki. Deidara, you are too naive. Without one Danzo, there will be more Danzos. It is meaningless to solve the problems faced by Uchiha and solve a mere Danzo. Uchiha Fugaku. Shisui's eyes can only be used once, and it will enter a cooldown of more than 10 years, which means that Ake only has one chance. Orochimaru. This is an important opportunity. I don't know what choice Ake will make. To solve Danzo, or to solve Sarutobi teacher. Jiraiya. Is it necessary to eradicate a person? What is the point of doing so? Tsunade. That's right, doing so doesn't solve the problems Uchiha is facing. Uchiha Madara. After all, it is Ake, he must have a method that we can't think of. Haitu. That's right. Have you forgotten Ake's husband's wonderful ideas? Fourth Raikage. If Sarutobi Hiruzen is not eliminated, what should be done? Let him step down. Luo Sha. Even if third Hokage is resigned, the Uchiha clan will not benefit from it. And the sudden resignation of third Hokage will only arouse suspicion. Terumi Mei. After all, he is an old guy who can stay in the position of Hokage until he is over 80 years old. Once he abdicates, everyone will be shocked. Ching. Indeed, judging from Itachi's previous video, many people know about the abilities of distinguished heavenly gods. Wangtu. If Sarutobi Hiruzen's attitude changes too quickly, he will definitely be noticed. Senju Tobirama. By the way, monkey. Why do you keep licking your face and sitting in that position? There are so many excellent young people in the village. Sarutobi Hiruzen naturally didn't dare to speak out at this time. After all, what I did before has completely angered my teacher. Several times tried to get Orochimaru to use his impure world reincarnation to clear the portal. Now he only dared to hide and dive, silently watching everyone's discussion in the content of the video. And at this time, in the video, Ake came to Sarutobi Hiruzen at some point. There were only the two of them in the room, and both of them had serious faces. What's going on inside Uchiha recently? Sarutobi Hiruzen said in a deep voice. Although sent Ake to the utility room, but in order to test Ake's loyalty, Sarutobi Hiruzen gave Ake instructions to monitor the movements of the Uchiha clan from within. Ake will come to report regularly, but Ake's own strength is too low to learn much useful information. Moreover, Uchiha Itachi has already informed Sarutobi Hiruzen of the information that Ake can grasp, so there is absolutely no pressure on Ake to tell these. On the contrary, it can also pull in the relationship with Sarutobi Hiruzen. After several tests, Sarutobi Hiruzen verified Ake's words from the side, and gradually confirmed that Ake is trustworthy. As long as this test is passed, the agencies that specialize in monitoring the Uchiha clan will be open to Ake. This represents a substantial increase in Sarutobi Hiruzen's trust in Ake. But the question has already been asked, but Ake has not answered for a long time. Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help frowning, looked at Ake and said, "Why don't you?" Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes froze and became dazed. After a few seconds, Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes cleared up, but he knelt down on one knee. "Yes, my master, I am your servant now, and I will complete whatever you ask me to do." The screen turns to Ake, and in Ake's right eye, the Mangekyo Sharingan of Shanshui is exuding a strange light. See this scene. There was a long silence in the live broadcast room. Then, like sparks hitting the earth, it exploded completely. Didera. What did I see? Sarutobi Hiruzen actually kneeled down to Ake. What kind of operation is this? Black soil. Is it hard to send? Let Sarutobi Hiruzen have to. Fourth Rakage. What does this mean? Why can't I understand it? Luo Sha. Fortunately, I didn't understand it either. I thought I was too stupid. Terumi Mei. Good guy, it turns out that Ake has such a strong taste. Obviously you can find me. Little Sakura. Shameless woman, get the hell out of here. I will never let you get close to Ake in the future. Tsunade. That's it, I understand. What a wonderful move. Jiraiya. What's going on? Can anyone explain? Hidan. A group of riddlers, get out of the ninja world. Pen. What a genius idea. Kakuzu. Oh, it seems that the smart people understand, only some idiots don't understand what's going on. Onoki. It's really worrying, Cloud Shinobi Village and Sanagakure, under the leadership of such idiot leaders, I'm afraid the future will definitely be difficult. Wangtu. Father, your words are too lethal, isn't it good? Hehe. Orochimaru. Really, it's amazing. I thought of this once and for all solution. Senju Hashirama. So, what exactly did Ake do? Can no one explain it to me? Uchiha Madara. Ake directly used distinguished heavenly gods to modify Sarutobi Hiruzen's will, and planted in his brain the absolute order that Ake is his master and must complete all tasks assigned by Ake. Yagura. In this way, I can always control Sarutobi Hiruzen. Even if Sarutobi Hiruzen is always sitting in Hokage's position, it will only be a puppet of Ake. Hoshigaki Kisame. As expected of Ake, what a genius idea. Didera. Master Ake is awesome. Force. Hidan. Awesome. Scorpion. As expected of Ake, he can always find a way to break the game. Senju Tobirama. Ake, what a horrible person. Hyuga Hiyashi. He is always able to break the routine and break everyone's perception. Hinata. Master Ake is so handsome. Sasuke. HMPH. It's just a little more handsome than me. Danzo. Good idea. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Danzo. What do you want? I advise you to give me Shisui's eyes. Didera. Ha ha ha, I almost forgot that Uchiha Shisui's eyes are in Danzo's hands at this time, so could Sarutobi Hiruzen be controlled not only in the video, but also in reality? Onoki. Looks like Konoha is about to change. It's really exciting, ha ha ha. Ching. Where is the other eye? Hoshigaki Kisame. Is Itachi here? But I don't know where Itachi is hiding. Pain. Don't worry, Itachi put that eye in a crow's eye, and the pupil technique inside has been pre-designed. Conan. Once you get hit, you can only become Konoha's lackey, so you have to be careful. Black soil. Cut. It's so much worse than Ake's husband. Uchiha Shisui doesn't know how to use distinguished heavenly gods at all. Fortunately, he still has such a strong pupil technique. 1. Onoki. Although the distinguished heavenly gods need to cool down for more than 10 years after being used by ordinary people once, Uchiha Itachi also said that if you can have Hashirama cells, you can shorten this time very quickly, right? Second Tsuchikage no. The key is who owns Hashirama's cells. Orochimaru. I have it here, and I have it in Danzo's hand, but Danzo dare not use it, he. Jiraiya. Orochimaru, you seem to know something? What's going on? Tsunade. Idiots don't ask questions, as if you ask others and they will answer you. Fourth Raikage. Konoha's two old men haven't spoken for a while. Is Sarutobi Hiruzen really under control? That's interesting. Haitu. Compared with those, I care more about what Ake's husband will do. It's really exciting. At this moment, in Hokage's office, Sarutobi Hiruzen, Uchiha Kaharu, and Mitokado Homura looked warily at Danzo where the old god was present. Danzo has been vigilant to an extremely high level. Especially Danzo's speech in the live broadcast room just now made Sarutobi Hiruzen's hair stand on end. Danzo. I advise you to hand over Shisui's eyes now, or I will immediately issue a warrant for your arrest. Sarutobi Hiruzen said threateningly, but Danzo didn't care, and said calmly. What's the point of me controlling a dying guy like you? For me, the only real worthy target is Ake. As long as I have Ake, the whole ninja world will be in my pocket, so what's the point of Konoha? Hearing that Danzo was so frank, Sarutobi Hiruzen was very surprised, and even more vigilant in his heart. You think I'm going to fall for your tricks? I think you just want to lower my vigilance, so you will say such high-sounding words. After all, whether Ake exists or not is a question. Danzo glanced at him and said disdainfully, I can be sure that Ake must exist, otherwise this mysterious live broadcast room would not deliberately use this Ake as a comparison. So, I just need to find out where Ake is and use Shisui's eyes to control him. And, if I want to control you, I have already controlled you just now, do you think you can resist? Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression became hesitant. Indeed, as Danzo said, the power of distinguished heavenly gods is to silently change the perception of others. This alone is hard to guard against. This may indicate that what Danzo said is true. Sarutobi Hiruzen understood that the power of the distinguished heavenly gods was not something he could defend if he wanted to. As long as Danzo has this mind, he will be tricked sooner or later. Unless he strikes first. But Danzo isn't a powerless guy either, so this needs to be considered in the long run. Then, Sarutobi Hiruzen said with a fake smile on his face. In that case, good luck to you. Mitokado Homura and Uchiha Kaharu looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen in surprise. I don't understand how Sarutobi Hiruzen's attitude suddenly changed. Obviously, he was still at odds with Danzo before. Row is that they are very familiar with Sarutobi Hiruzen, and they almost didn't get used to it. As for Danzo, he had already taken his gaze away from the three people on the opposite side. Based on Danzo's understanding of them, he will definitely not make a shot here. That being the case, he naturally has nothing to care about. What Danzo cares more about is the attitude of Sarutobi Hiruzen after being controlled. In the video, the screen suddenly changed. Konoha high-level F4 walked towards the Uchiha tribe together. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face was extremely serious, while the other three looked surprised. Uchiha Kaharu whispered. Didn't it mean that Uchiha wants to fight against it? Isn't it a little dangerous for us to just go there? Mitokado Homura was also puzzled. Is this going to be a showdown? That isn't it good that we don't bring anyone here? Danzo said calmly. Don't worry, Anbu and Gen are guarding in the dark. If something goes wrong, just eradicate the Uchiha clan. Mitokado Homura and Uchiha Kaharu were taken aback. And Sarutobi Hiruzen's face was still extremely solemn, as if he didn't hear Danzo's words, or he didn't care if he heard them. Soon, F4 came to the Uchiha tribe. The Uchiha tribe guarding the gate looked surprised. It's justifiable to say that Sarutobi Hiruzen came here. After all, Sarutobi Hiruzen is a Hokage, and it's something to come to find Uchiha Fugaku occasionally. But it's just too weird to have the other two advisors and Danzo here. The guards of the Uchiha family even wondered if these three guys had been to the Uchiha family land since they were born. Master Hokage. What's the matter? Because the relationship between them has been very bad recently, the guard directly blocked the way of the four of them. Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at him lightly, and before he could speak, Mitokado Homura said with a sullen face. Bold. Do you know who we are? How dare you stand in our way? The guard said indifferently. Of course I know, but this is the land of the Uchiha clan. Anyone who wants to come in needs to report their intention. Even Master Hokage, it's the same. Uchiha Kaharu flushed with anger. You. All right. Sarutobi Hiruzen raised his hand, and said kindly. I'm here to discuss something important with Fugaku. Hiruzen. These Uchiha guys are so deceitful. With our identities, these guys dare to stop us. Uchiha Kaharu was still talking angrily. The guard gave her a blank look, then said with a frown. We have not received any news about this matter. Let them in. The guard was taken aback by the voice behind him, and when he looked back, it was Uchiha Shisui and Ake. It was Ake who spoke, but the guards didn't care. After all, Ake is now in Anbu, and just like Uchiha Itachi, he was under their suspicion. But Shisui is a strong player they recognize. So the two guards looked at Shisui one after another. I saw Shisui nodded and said, the patriarch wants to see them. Seeing this, the guard can only let F4 in. When Danzo passed by, he snorted coldly. What a big shelf. The screen turned again, and came to the room of Uchiha Fugaku inside the tribe. At the courtyard gate, Uchiha Fugaku waited with a serious face, and next to him was a worried Uchiha Makoto. Fugaku. Why did they come here suddenly? And there are 4 of them together. Uchiha Fugaku shook his head and said, I don't know, but this is an opportunity. It is rare for them to leave their base camp and come to our side. As long as they are eradicated, Konoha can be controlled in the chaos, and by then, we don't need to live like this now. Uchiha Makoto is still incomprehensible and feeling very worried. But why can't Itachi be notified about this matter? Uchiha Fugaku's complexion suddenly sank, and said, leave that guy alone. Look, Hokage and advisors have arrived. As he spoke, Uchiha Fugaku secretly glanced at the clansmen hiding in the dark. If the conversation doesn't go well, Uchiha Fugaku will immediately call the shots. Make sure to keep these guys here. This is Uchiha Fugaku's determination. But under this determination, Uchiha Fugaku also has some doubts. How did Shisui and Ake do it? Did Itachi really betray the family? Before he could think too much, Konoha Gaokong F4 had already walked over. Uchiha Fugaku bowed slightly and said, Lord Hokage. But no more than that. For others, he was too lazy to be too respectful. Seeing this, Mitokado Homura and Uchiha Kaharu were even more furious. You guy, didn't you even say hello when you saw us? As the patriarch of the Uchiha clan, how rude. Enough. Sarutobi Hiruzen shouted angrily all his life and interrupted the two of them. Mitokado Homura and Uchiha Kaharu looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen in surprise. Obviously the previous Sarutobi Hiruzen would not speak to them so rudely. Then, they saw something that shocked their hearts even more. I see. Sarutobi Hiruzen knelt down slowly, lowered his head deeply, put his forehead on the ground, and assumed a standard Dagiza posture. See this scene. Whether it's Danzo and the other 2 Konoha high-rises, are Uchiha Fugaku and Uchiha Makoto. Whether it's Anbu in general, or the Uchiha tribe hiding in the dark waiting for an opportunity to attack. Everyone was dumbfounded. This is the apology we owe the entire Uchiha clan. I'm so sorry, Fugaku. Uchiha Fugaku is completely dumbfounded. Before the high-level Konoha F4 came, he made a lot of presets. But it never occurred to me that such a thing would happen. This unexpected development directly caused his brain to crash. Totally unresponsive. The whole scene was suddenly plunged into a silence that could hear a needle drop. Even Danzo opened his eyes abruptly. Later, Danzo was the first to react. Hiruzen. What are you doing? Mitokado Homura also recovered. Hiruzen. You are Hokage, how can you do such a thing? Uchiha Kaharu screamed even more, and still apologized to the Uchiha clan? Why should we apologize? Snapped. Sarutobi Hiruzen stood up suddenly and slapped Uchiha Kaharu on the face, knocking her into a daze. Covering his slapped cheek, he stared blankly at Sarutobi Hiruzen's ferocious face. Why do you say we are apologizing? You ask yourself, is there anything we have done right to the Uchiha clan over the years? The Uchiha clan are our companions, but now we are pushing them out of the village. When Master Uchiha Madara and Master Senju Hashirama founded Konoha village, we were able to live in this powerful ninja village. In the past, The Senju clan completely integrated into the people because of our actions, and there is no more Senju. Now, are we going to make mistakes again and again, so that one of the village's biggest heroes, the Uchiha clan, has completely disappeared? No. Never. As long as I, Sarutobi Hiruzen, am in power, this will never happen. The other 3 members of Konoha high-level F4 were taken aback by Sarutobi Hiruzen's sudden outburst. Can't react at all. Then I saw Sarutobi Hiruzen turn around, hold Uchiha Fugaku's hand, and said with shame on his face. Although I know it's a bit cheeky for me to say that, shameless. But I still want to ask for your forgiveness. The estrangement between the villagers and the Uchiha clan was all designed by Danzo, and I will try my best to deal with it. I will tear down the wall blocking you immediately. As a great contributor to Konoha's construction of the village, how can I let you live outside the village? How about Fugaku? I sincerely beg your forgiveness for the mistakes we made earlier. Although I know that the village has hurt you deeply, but I promise, it will definitely not happen again in the future. The Uchiha clan will always be loved by all the villagers. The ninja school will emphatically describe how brave the Uchiha clan is on the battlefield. What a great senior Uchiha Madara is. So, forgive us and go back to the village. Sarutobi Hiruzen's attitude is extremely sincere. But because of being too sincere, Uchiha Fugaku became wary. He doubted whether this was another conspiracy by Konoha's senior management. Danzo looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen with cold eyes like a snake, and said, "Danzo, do you know what the hell you're talking about?" Sarutobi Hiruzen turned his head suddenly, and slapped Danzo's face quickly. The slap was so fast that Danzo didn't even react, and was stunned by the slap. Covering her cheeks, like a wronged little daughter-in-law, she looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen in surprise. "Look. What to look at? You are the one who can persecute Uchiha the most. My apology is partly due to you. Shut up and be honest. There is no place for you to talk here." After speaking, I humbly begged Uchiha Fugaku for forgiveness. From start to finish, Uchiha Fugaku was in a daze. Finally, he came back to his senses and said the first sentence after greeting. "Well, what happened?" Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed. "All of this is related to a young man from the Uchiha clan. It was because of him that I realized how stupid we were in the past." Uchiha Fugaku's pupils shrank. Could it be Shisui? Sarutobi Hiruzen shook his head and said, "No, it's Aike." "Aike?" Uchiha Fugaku froze. It turned out to be Aike? That Aike who insisted on joining Anbu. He's the one who changed Sarutobi Hiruzen's mind. When Uchiha Shisui and Aike came to him before, Uchiha Fugaku's mind was on Shisui. He didn't care about Aike, who was like a little transparent next to him. Didn't expect Aike to do what the Uchiha people couldn't do. And at this time, everyone's eyes fell on Aike, who was like a transparent person. The audience in the live broadcast room all praised Aike's wit. Deidara. As expected of Master Aike, he is so handsome. Onoki. The conflict between Uchiha and the village was easily resolved without a single soldier. Fourth Raikage. There are still hidden dangers. After all, Danzo is still there, but he can't make any troubles anymore. Hidan. Looking at it this way, the people in Uchiha are too stupid, right? Didn't even think of such a simple question. Uchiha Fugaku. Ashamed. Uchiha Iron Tree. It's all Shisui and Itachi's fault. Shisui. This guy has such a strong pupil skill, but he didn't tell us. Instead he told outsiders 347. Senju Hashirama. Although the method is not too bright, it at least solves the problem in the village. Senju Tobarama. Almost forgot. Monkey. Danzo. Where is my Senju clan? Third Raikage. Your Senju clan was exhausted in the previous few battles. Orochimaru. I didn't notice it at the time, but now that I think about it, it really makes people shudder. Naruto. It's all right now. Uchiha has reconciled with the village, and Sasuke won't be an orphan. Sasuke. You kid Uchiha Madara. Hey, this is just the beginning. How could my brother Aike stop here? In the Pure Land, Uchiha Madara is full of confidence. He already has a honeyed confidence in Aike. No matter what Aike's status is, no matter how Aike's growth environment is. Aike always moves towards a goal. That is to unify the ninja world and let the ninja world gain peace. Although the means may be drastic, some people will always be sacrificed. But I have to say that Uchiha Madara feels a sense of satisfaction every time he sees Ike accomplishing his goal. After all, this is different from his fake plan that was fooled by others. Ike really did it to make the ninja world peaceful. I really want to meet you in person, my lord. This way, we can work together to make the world a better place. Uchiha Madara's eyes were full of pity, and somewhere in the Pure Land, Senju Hashirama, who was also staying in the Pure Land, suddenly touched his chest. Just for a moment, he felt his heart was empty. It was as if something important had slipped away. But what exactly is it? Forget it. If you can't think of it, don't think about it. Let's see what Ike is going to do next. He agrees with what Uchiha Madara said. That is, Ike certainly won't stop there. In the video, Uchiha Fugaku accepts Sarutobi Hiruzen's apology and a series of compensation. Although it is still a bit cloudy, but being able to make Sarutobi Hiruzen bow to him is enough to make him very proud. The screen changed. Uchiha Shisui and Ike are talking in a forest. Uchiha Shisui's face was full of shocked colors. You actually, really did it. But isn't this method too cruel? Ike couldn't help but rolled his eyes and said. Then do you think there are other ways besides this method? Uchiha Shisui thought for a while and said with a bitter face. No, that's right. Anyway, only Sarutobi Hiruzen needs to be sacrificed to restore peace to the village, isn't it good? Uchiha Shisui nodded, agreeing with Ike's statement. It's really good to have no sacrifice, at least there will be no bloodshed, and other villages will not have the opportunity to take advantage of it. Why? It's really good. I feel a little sorry in my heart. Ike slapped him across the face. Didn't you hear what Sarutobi Hiruzen said before? This is not the first time they have done this. The Senju clan that used to be as famous as this, now there is only one Tsunade princess left. Do you want us Uchiha to follow in the footsteps of the Senju clan? Uchiha Shisui shook his head repeatedly and said. Don't want. Ike nodded in relief and said. Then do you still find this unacceptable? Uchiha Shisui shook his head and said. Barely enough. Ike held out his hand and said. Then get your other eye out, there are important things to do. Uchiha Shisui looked at Ike in confusion. Isn't the crisis between the village and Uchiha over? Ike gave him a blank look and said. You are stupid. The crisis inside the village is gone. What about the outside of the village? Those guys who are eyeing the village, are they allowed to show their fangs at us? That will never work. So, if you still trust me, give me the other eye. I will make the Uchiha clan great again. Saying that, Ike pulled the used eye out of its socket. By the way, this has already been used, so I will leave it to you. When will this eye be used again, tell me. Uchiha Shisui took the eye, and pulled out his other Mangekyo Sharingan convincingly. I see. Although I haven't used it, I guess it will be ready in a few months. As soon as this word came out, the people in the studio were stunned. Onoki. I almost misunderstood. What Uchiha Itachi said is that ordinary people use Shisui's eyes, which have a cooling time of more than 10 years, but those are Shisui's own eyes, and the cooling time will definitely be greatly reduced. Fourth Raikage. This is too scary. Fortunately, Shisui is dead here, and the location of the remaining 2 eyes is very clear. Deidara. Well, don't worry about Uchiha Itachi's eyes, I can't find them. This guy is the best at hiding things. Luo Sha. I really want to know if Danzo used that eye on Sarutobi Hiruzen, so he can become Hokage? Kakashi. Impossible. Even if Danzo really controls Mr. Hokage, with us here, it is impossible for Danzo to become Hokage. Might Guy. That's right. If anything unusual happens to Hokage-sama, we'll know it must be Danzo. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Don't worry, Danzo won't use that pupil technique on me, he has other plans. Danzo. You idiot. What the hell are you talking about? Yugura. Sarutobi Hiruzen, is this scared? Want to let the public witness? Hanzo of the Salamander. I think with Danzo's reputation, even if you agree in person, you may betray you later, he is such a person. Naruto. Grandpa Hokage, be careful. Namikaze Minato. Naruto, if you meet someone with a bandaged head, Immediately run away and don't get close, you know. Uzumaki Kushina. That's right. You must not get close to that bastard old man. The atmosphere in the studio suddenly changed. All of a sudden, Danzo is like a rat crossing the street, like a dog. In Hokage's office, Danzo's lungs are about to explode. Especially looking at Sarutobi Hiruzen's proud face. I wish I could use Shisui's eyes on the spot. But considering the overall situation, he took several deep breaths before barely suppressing his anger. Just wait and see. The grievances I have suffered will be doubled in the future. Danzo roared madly inside, and in the screen. After Ake got another eye, he went straight to Uchiha Fugaku. Seeing Ake, Uchiha Fugaku is a passion. After all, Ake single-handedly solved the dilemma facing the Uchiha clan. But Uchiha Fugaku still has a lot of doubts in his mind. For example, how did you do it? What did you say to that old man Sarutobi Hiruzen? Uchiha Fugaku couldn't wait for Ake to enter the house, and asked questions directly in the courtyard. Ake smiled mysteriously and said, "Want to know? If you want to know, look into my eyes." Uchiha Fugaku subconsciously looked at Ake's eyes, and then saw that one of Ake's eyes suddenly turned red, and a black line in the shape of a shuriken appeared inside. Oops. Uchiha Fugaku was startled, but without giving him any time to react, the distinguished heavenly gods controlled Uchiha Fugaku's mind. After a few seconds of sluggishness, Uchiha Fugaku resumed as usual. Then, he bent down and said very respectfully, "I will fulfill all your orders, my master." Ake nodded in satisfaction, then leaned into Uchiha Fugaku's ear and whispered, "You do this. And then do that. Do you understand?" Uchiha Fugaku nodded, nodding with admiration. "I see what you mean." However, Uchiha Fugaku understood, but the audience in the live broadcast room were curious. Uchiha Fugaku. What did Ake tell me? I'm so curious. Onoki. Are you not angry at Ake controlling your behavior? Uchiha Iron Tree. Why are you angry? Ake will definitely lead the Uchiha clan back to glory, and I believe that Ake will never hurt the patriarch. Uchiha Hikari. That's right, just believe in Ake. Uchiha Madara. This is an inevitable sacrifice in order to accomplish great achievements. Fourth Raikage. I'm also very curious about what tricks Ake will make next. Orochimaru. I really want to guess, but I don't know if it's the same as I thought. Jiraiya. What? Orochimaru, you guessed it. Say it quickly. Tsunade. Yes. Say it quickly, or I will come to your door and beat you into a dead snake. In the end, Orochimaru didn't show up to voice his guesses either. If you were slapped in the face after speaking out, it would be too painful. After all, there are too many people in the live broadcast room, and the whole ninja world is watching. If you are slapped in the face, you will be ashamed of an adult. So Orochimaru chose to look first, in the video. The screen suddenly changed, a more familiar scene. Impressively, it is the gathering place of the Uchiha clan. But last time it was only men. But this time, all men, women and children were summoned. All the Uchiha clan was excited and confused. What is exciting is that Konoha's senior management openly lowered their proud heads to them. What is puzzling is why all the clansmen were called here, except for the newly born baby, all of them were called here. The Uchiha people in the audience talked a lot. On stage, Uchiha Fugaku raised a hand. Suddenly, the noisy voice gradually subsided, and the whole room was suddenly silent. Then, Uchiha Fugaku said slowly, "Yesterday, after a lot of hard work, finally through the efforts of Ake, peace came to us again." The group of proud high-ranking Konohas also bowed their heads to us. But we can't let that slack off. His sudden turning point immediately stunned the clansmen who were about to leave to show their smiles. Peace comes, but it doesn't last. Outside the village, there are still many enemies waiting for us at Ring 25. So, we're going to be stronger than we are now, stronger than ever when Uchiha Madara was around.
Until we become greater than ever. Listening to the oath shouted by Uchiha Fugaku, all the people of the Uchiha tribe burst into blood, and their blood rushed to the sky.
Let's be great. Make Uchiha even greater. Make Uchiha great again. Let's be great again. The clansmen shouted excitedly. echoing Uchiha Fugaku's oath. Subsequently, Uchiha Fugaku raised his hands, and the clansmen immediately stopped shouting and looked at him with excited eyes, waiting for Uchiha Fugaku's guidance. Uchiha Fugaku said slowly, and to achieve this achievement, it will inevitably take a lot of time. The first thing that must be done is to increase our manpower. So, starting today, any child who is 8 years old can marry and have children with his peers. If there is already a child in the family, another child must be born. As long as it is born, the clan will reward you a lot. All children, regardless of qualifications, must receive an elite education. I will lead the team myself, and all the Jonin will do their best to teach them. Every time you give birth to a child, you will get a reward of 100,000 taels. If the number of children in the family is even, you will be rewarded 1 million taels. In order for the Uchiha clan to live forever and be great forever, it must have a larger population. Next, please have a lot of experience. After a brief silence, all the Uchiha people shouted frantically. Although, some people don't understand what these instructions mean. But, since Uchiha Fugaku made the promise himself, these proud Uchiha people are willing to do anything to bring the group back to the top. In particular, Uchiha Fugaku personally promised that he would personally lead the Jonins to provide elite education to all children, regardless of their talents. This is the best news for some less gifted parents in the group. But the audience in the live broadcast room couldn't help complaining. Didera. Is this treating people as pigs? Except for giving birth, it is giving birth. Terumi Mei. The most outrageous thing is to give birth at the age of 8. Can your 8-year-old girl have children? Even relatives didn't come here. Tsunade. No, ninja kids mature early, it should be. Uchiha Madara. Although the age is indeed a bit young, it is a wonderful idea to force all families to have even-numbered children. Orochimaru. Is this a preparation for eternal Mangekyo? Isn't it too forward-looking? Tsunade. This is Ake's arrangement. I'm afraid this guy is going to make Uchiha change drastically. Fourth Raikage. I always feel that something bad is about to happen. Uchiha Izumi. Having a baby. I haven't experienced it yet. Uchiha Nami. I want to give birth to Ake. Uchiha Tomoko. Nonsense. I am the one who will give birth to Ake. Uchiha little boy. Get out of the way. I should be the one who gave birth to Ake-sama. Uchiha Kanako. You are a man. Is this something you can participate in? Do you have that ability? Killer Bee. It's crazy. Lu Ju. Women are so crazy sometimes. Shikamaru. Huh. Daddy, how can you say something halfway? Could it be that mom? Naruto. What's the matter? Shikamaru. Why did you only say half of it? What happened to your mother? Uzumaki Kashina. Naruto, you are too young to understand these things. This is a matter for adults. Uchiha Izuna. If all these children grow up safely, even if only a third of them become ninjas, awakening the Sharingan can greatly enhance the strength of the entire Uchiha Japanese clan. Luo Sha. If it really becomes like that, then no one will be able to stop the Uchiha clan. Uchiha Fugaku. Really exciting. Uchiha Shang. Although it's just a video, if you can see that scene with your own eyes, your life will be worth it. The changes of the Uchiha clan under Ake made some people fear, but it also made the Uchiha clan people look forward to it. But what will happen in the end, we need to continue to play the video to be able to understand. How things are going, no one can know until they see it with their own eyes. In the video, time flies by. In the blink of an eye, a year has passed. Ake appears on the screen. There is no change from a year ago. After all, he is only 11 or 12 years old, so it is impossible for him to change much. But the audience in the live broadcast room looked at Ake's cautious look and all stood aside. When did you see Ake being so careful before? And look at the way his arms are open, as if he is protecting something. When the video zoomed in, they immediately understood what Ake was protecting. I saw Ake spread his arms, protecting Uchiha Izumi with a big belly like an eagle protecting a chick. Still whispering in his mouth. Be careful, the baby will be born soon, you can't do strenuous exercise recently, you know? Uchiha Izumi touched his stomach with a happy face, and his eyes were full of maternal love. Of course I will be careful. This is your and my first child. have you decided on a name? Ake said with a smile. Eddie if it's a boy, Alice if it's a girl. Uchiha Izumi repeated softly. Eddie. Alice. Eddie. Alice. I like both names. Ake had a gentle smile on his face. As long as you like it. Deidara. Hey. How old is Master Ake? Has a child already? I don't even have a date now. Onoki. If you devote 1/10 of your energy to studying bomb ninjutsu, your child might be able to crawl all over the floor. Uchiha Nami. Damn it. Why Izumi? Obviously I'm cuter. Uchiha Hikari. Don't take out that shoehorn of yours and make it look embarrassing. Uchiha Tomoko. Woohoo, I really want to give birth to Ake. Kakashi. I remember that Uchiha Izumi seemed to be Uchiha Itachi's lover before, right? Terumi Mei. Wouldn't that still kill her on the night of the genocide? Let me tell you that it's too dangerous to follow a man with a problematic head. How good it is to marry Ake, who cares about you so much. Black Soil. That's right. Damn it. There are more competitors. Uzumaki Mito. Ha. I will leave this little guy to you to fight for. I am already old, so I won't be involved in the affairs of you young people. Senju Hashirama. Why does 243 feel itchy on his head? Is it my illusion? I feel like a green light flashed on my head just now? Luo Shaw. This guy, does he like other people's wives that much? Uchiha Madara. That's right. A wife or something. The real strong don't need it at all. Uchiha Izuna. Brother, you. Oh. In the Pure Land. Uchiha Izumi blushed slightly. Looking at the way he was stroking his big belly with a happy face in the video, a hint of envy flashed in his eyes. If she has a chance to conceive a child, will she be as happy as in the video? So good. Uchiha Izumi murmured softly. The sound gradually dissipated in the Pure Land, and no one could hear it. The video continues. Uchiha Shisui came to meet him. It was nothing. But to the surprise of the audience in the live broadcast room, Uchiha Shisui held a child in his arms. Those eyebrows are almost like Shisui. Don't think too much, this must be the child of water. Deidara. Even Shisui has a child. Uchiha Shisui. I have a child? Uchiha Fugaku. You still have the face to speak. Give me a location. Lousy will definitely find you in the Pure Land and cut you to pieces. Uchiha Madara. Save yourself the trouble, you can't live without your fire. Hidan. Now I'm curious who gave birth to Shisui's child, will it be the one with the shoehorn face before? Uchiha Nami. I don't want to give birth to a traitor. Also, who are you calling a shoehorn face? Black Soil. The person didn't say his name. Why did you come here to claim it yourself? Terumi Mei. It seems that there is a problem with IQ. Such a woman must not get close to Ake, so as not to pollute Ake's invincible wisdom. What should I do? Uchiha Tomoko. That's right, a guy like you should be kept out of Ake's kilometer range. Uchiha Hikari. Good guy. Why don't you just let her get out of the Uchiha tribe? Uchiha Shisui was all smiles as he approached. It's a world of difference from a year ago. Ake, good morning. Quan, attached room. Uchiha Shisui greeted the two with a smile. Ake looked up, saw Uchiha Shisui and said, It's early too, district. Senior Shisui, good morning. Uchiha Izumi greeted him politely. Uchiha Shisui nodded, and then turned his head to look at the situation in the clan field, feeling very moved. I really didn't expect that the clan land would become so lively. There are also more children, Ake said. After all, the patriarch has already issued an order. Uchiha Shisui couldn't help but rolled his eyes. Return the patriarch's order. Isn't that what you asked Uchiha Fugaku to order? Yet thinking of Uchiha Fugaku, Uchiha Shisui thought of someone who gave him a headache. Well. Uchiha Shisui sighed, looked in the direction of Uchiha Fugaku's house and said. It's been a year, and that fellow Itachi is still not married. Ake frowned slightly and said. You know, although he is the son of the patriarch, his elbow has never been facing us. Uchiha Shisui said with a sad face. If this continues, I'm really afraid Itachi will go astray. Ake said with a sneer. He has already embarked on a road of no return, and he is sprinting in at a speed of 100 meters. You and I can't stop him at all. In short, let's keep an eye on him first. If he dares to have any thoughts that are not good for the clan, he can only let the patriarch kill his relatives righteously. Uchiha Shisui sighed and nodded helplessly. The screen changed. Transferred to an office somewhere in the Hokage building. Konoha high-level F4 gathered. Among them, Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura looked sad and seemed to be facing a very difficult situation. Danzo had a gloomy face, and stared at Sarutobi Hiruzen with one eye. Sarutobi Hiruzen, on the other hand, was sipping on his cigarette pipe leisurely, his face full of contentment. After taking another deep breath, Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Danzo. "Tell me, what's the matter with me this time?" "What's the matter?" Danzo said viciously. "Just because of your inexplicable actions a year ago, the situation in Uchiha is completely out of control now. Do you know how many Uchiha's children have been added this year?" Sarutobi Hiruzen said cheerfully. "Isn't it better to increase the number of people? Uchiha is a big family of our Konoha, which is equivalent to our facade. Naturally, the more people, the better." Udatane Kaharu was taken aback and said, "Hiruzen, are you out of your mind? That's Uchiha. It's Naidame who alerted us to Uchiha." Mitokado Homura also said worriedly, "If you continue to let them go on like this, I'm afraid the whole Konoha will fall under their control. The potential of the Uchiha clan is really too strong." Danzo stood up and said, "I can't take it anymore. I will figure out a way to solve Uchiha's problem by myself, Hiruzen, as long as you don't stop me." With that said, he wanted to leave, but Sarutobi Hiruzen's face suddenly changed. "Stop. What you up to?" Danzo paused, then turned around and said, "Naturally rely on my roots to find a way." Sarutobi Hiruzen's cheerful face just now suddenly became extremely gloomy, as if King Yama had come into the world. With a whoosh, it flashed in front of Danzo, and then raised his hand and slapped Danzo on the face. The speed was so fast that the other three people present did not react at all. Especially Danzo, who was beaten, waited with small eyes and a face full of disbelief. Are you actually hungry? You never hit me." Sarutobi Hiruzen said coldly, "You forced me. What's wrong with adding more people to the Uchiha clan? Aren't they all going to help the village in the end? You guys can't wait to kill Uchiha. What did they do wrong? Don't forget. The establishment of Konoha village depends on the success of the Senju and Uchiha clans. Such a family of great heroes, you still want to harm them? It's like a beast. In the future, if I find out that you are secretly detrimental to the Uchiha clan, I will immediately deprive you of all rights." Danzo covered his cheeks, looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen in disbelief, and then said harshly, "You will regret this." Sarutobi Hiruzen also said incomparably coldly, "I'm Hokage, don't forget that, Danzo." The screen turned again. In a dark room, Sarutobi Hiruzen knelt on one knee and said to Ake, who was sitting on the chair, "Master, that guy Danzo intends to plot against the Uchiha clan. Do we need to get rid of him?" Ake smiled and said, "It's just a clown, don't need to pay too much attention to it. And now there is no good reason to deal with this guy. When he takes the initiative to give us a handle, we can deal with him. I'll talk about Danzo later. How is that guy Itachi doing recently?" Sarutobi Hiruzen said respectfully with his head bowed. As usual, he has no awe of the Uchiha clan and only wants to overthrow the Uchiha clan. He is an unreasonable fanatic. Ake said thoughtfully, "It seems that we can only change his mind." "Well, you go down." Sarutobi Hiruzen stood up, but still bowed respectfully and did not dare to raise his head. "Yes, master." He left backwards, until he was hidden in the darkness, and then left quickly. The screen turns again. It is still the Hokage building. It's still the same office, but this time, there were only two people inside. Sarutobi Hiruzen sitting on a chair, and Uchiha Itachi kneeling on one knee to report. "Master Hokage, all the recent situation in the clanland is recorded in this scroll, please have a look." "Put it over there, I'll take a look when I have time." Sarutobi Hiruzen had no intention of looking at the scroll at all, but looked at Uchiha Itachi indifferently. "Is there anything else to report?" Uchiha Itachi hesitated, then looked up. Although the subordinates know that Hokage-sama a year ago was trying to prevent the Uchiha clan from rebelling, so he surrendered his status and apologized to his father. Relying on your sacrifice, the village has temporarily restored peace, and the relationship between the villagers in Uchiha has also been restored little by little. But, is it really good to continue to let Uchiha go on like this? Sarutobi Hiruzen took a puff of his pipe, then Furui looked at Uchiha Itachi with blank eyes. What do you want to say? Uchiha Itachi gritted his teeth, and said. The subordinates believe that it is necessary to stop the development of the Uchiha clan. If you continue to let them go on like this, I'm afraid the whole village won't be able to accommodate them. At that time, the situation will get out of control again, and Uchiha at that time can't be stopped. Before Sarutobi Hiruzen could answer, the audience in the live broadcast room began to curse one by one. They really didn't expect that Uchiha Itachi, as Uchiha, would look down on the Uchiha family so much. Uchiha Iron Tree. Itachi, I must kill him with my own hands. Deidara. This is really an eye-opener, it's the first time I've seen such a guy who eats inside and out. Orochimaru. It's a pity that such a person with a brain problem is not good at strength, it's really unfair. Uchiha Shisui. Why? The village has become peaceful. Why are you doing this? Hidan. Why? Because he is mentally ill. Who would want to weaken his family? Terumi Mei. With such an IQ, I'm afraid I would never have imagined that Sarutobi Hiruzen in front of me has become Age's slave, right? Onoki. Forgive him, the child has mental problems. What? He is Uchiha Itachi. Forget it, let me mock him severely. This kind of guy will never be forgiven. Grandma Chiyo. Oh ho ho, I want to laugh when I think of the Uchiha family being exterminated by such a guy. Hanzo of the Salamander. Puppet old woman, you still like to add insult to injury so much. Uchiha Madara. HMPH. This guy must die. Brother Ake will never let him go lightly. Uchiha Hikari. Trust Ake. Just watch him operate. Uchiha Izuna. The Pure Land version of popcorn has been prepared, and the show is waiting for the show. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at him lightly and said. This matter, I have my own measure, you just need to keep an eye on the movements of the Uchiha clan, and give me the summary of the situation. Other things, good things, don't need you to worry about. You go back first. Uchiha Itachi bowed his head and said. Yes, Master Hokage. Although there are various doubts in his heart, since Sarutobi Hiruzen asked him to leave, Uchiha Itachi can only leave. After leaving the Hokage building, he immediately headed towards the Uchiha clan without stopping. While walking, he was still muttering. Why is Hokage-sama's attitude a bit strange? Is there any secret in it that I don't know? Master Hokage actually has a backhand in the dark. But if we continue to let things go like this, after a few years when these children grow up, the power of the Uchiha clan will inevitably become unprecedentedly expanded. By then, I'm afraid that the entire Konoha may not necessarily be the opponent of the Uchiha clan. Oh. I really don't know what Hokage-sama thinks. Forget it. Let's take one step at a time, and don't let Uchiha destroy this rare piece. With a sigh, Uchiha Itachi gave up and continued thinking. When I looked up, I found that there were suddenly two more people in front of me. Impressively Ake and Uchiha Shisui, and here. It is between the village and the Uchiha tribe, and there are basically no people. It is a good place to kill people, here. Uchiha Itachi reacted immediately again. The visitor is not good. Are you following me? Uchiha Itachi cursed inwardly that his vigilance had become worse. At the same time, he looked at the two people on the opposite side with a full face of wariness. Why are you following me? Uchiha Itachi repeated. Ake said with a sneer. Can't you guess? Uchiha Shisui looked at Uchiha Itachi with a complicated expression, but didn't speak. Uchiha Itachi said with a sinking heart. It seems that my identity has been exposed. I think my disguise is good, when did I expose it? Ake continued to sneer. You guess. Uchiha Shisui looked at Uchiha Itachi with a heartbroken face. Why? Peace has been restored between the village and Uchiha. Why do you continue to be a spy for the Uchiha clan? When the life of the Uchiha clan is booming, but you can't see the good of the Uchiha clan. Are you still a member of the Uchiha clan? Uchiha Itachi said calmly. I'm also part of the village. So I can't just sit and watch the Uchiha clan become bigger and stronger. After making this group of guys who only know how to kill stronger, it will only bring more deaths. For the sake of future peace, the power of the Uchiha clan cannot continue to expand. The huge influence and powerful strength will give birth to the Uchiha clan's undue ambitions. Uchiha Shisui looked at the unrepentant Uchiha Itachi with a face full of surprise, holding his chest in pain. You are the son of the patriarch, and you don't care about the Uchiha clan at all? The audience in the live broadcast room also scolded one after another. Fourth Raikage. I have never seen such a brazen person. Onoki. Sarutobi really raised a good dog. Luo Sha. I think this is all for him. For traitors, no punishment is too much. Scorpion. This kind of guy, even making it into a puppet is too dirty for my art. Deidara. Cut. Suddenly I don't want to blow up this guy. If I use my art to blow up this guy, it will be a kind of tarnish to my art. Orochimaru. Hey, I'd be happy to dissect him, of course, in his fully awake state. Double. Master Orochimaru, don't forget the medicine that can amplify the senses, adding that is the most perfect. Kakashi. He looks like a normal boy, but why is his brain circuit so strange? I really can't figure it out. Hoshigaki Kisame. Because you are normal, this guy is not normal. Aike held Uchiha Shisui back and said coldly. Forget it. It's a waste to say anything to this white-eyed wolf. His brain circuit is different from normal people. Even if something is wrong, he will stick to it to the end. This kind of person, even if you kill him, you can't make him repent. Uchiha Shisui said with a serious face. No, I can't just watch him go astray. I want to wake him up completely. Let him look at the children born in the clan land, and let him wake up completely. Aike sneered, took 2 steps back and said without stopping. Then you can figure it out for yourself. He stood behind, folded his hands on his chest, and watched with cold eyes. Uchiha Itachi's eyes turned scarlet, and a black Goku emerged. Even if you, Shisui, stand in my way, I won't show mercy. For the peace of the village, you can only die here. I saw Uchiha Shisui and Uchiha Itachi facing each other 10 meters apart, and the air gradually became dignified. The breeze blew, lifting their clothes. Just when a fallen leaf was blown between them by the wind, it slightly obstructed their vision for a moment. The figures of the two disappeared from the same place at the same time. Ding. With a crisp sound, the two held the kunai and collided together, and the kunai collided and made a crisp sound. Then the two separated again. Fire-style great fireball technique. The huge fireball roared past, creating a deep ditch on the ground. And Uchiha Shisui is called Instant Shisui. How can this level of ninjutsu hit him? In a flash, the figure has come to Uchiha Itachi's side. But how did Uchiha Itachi not know the strength of Uchiha Shisui? This fireball was just to get Uchiha Shisui close to his body. The moment Uchiha Shisui came over in an instant, the kunai in Uchiha Itachi's hand flashed a white light, and went straight to Uchiha Shisui's throat. This time, no mercy. Fortunately, Uchiha Shisui's blink is extremely fast, and he can cast blink continuously, which is why he got the name Blink Shisui. In the nick of time, Uchiha Shisui dodged the blow. But Uchiha Itachi immediately pursued, stalking Uchiha Shisui so tightly that he was tired of coping. The situation was controlled by Uchiha Itachi. This is because Uchiha Itachi has not experienced Uchiha Shisui's death, and has not opened Mangekyo Sharingan. However, Uchiha Shisui couldn't bear to kill him, which made Uchiha Itachi gain the upper hand. Aike, who was watching from the sidelines, was expressionless. Even though Shisui was in crisis many times, he didn't show anything. Itachi. Are you really going to be so stubborn? Uchiha Shisui yelled, eyes full of regret. Uchiha Itachi remained expressionless. It's all about real peace. Uchiha Shisui fixed his eyes on Uchiha Itachi. Itachi, you disappoint me so much. He no longer intends to hold back. However, at this time, a sudden change occurred. A black shadow suddenly appeared and inserted into the minister of the battlefield instantly. But neither of the two people in the fierce battle noticed the shadow. Pooh. Uchiha Itachi spat out a mouthful of blood, his eyes widened in disbelief, and then looked down at the sharp blade piercing his chest. Looking back with great effort, he saw the expressionless Sarutobi Hiruzen holding the sharp knife that pierced through his body. Hokage. My lord. Why? What? This moment of great grief actually directly awakened Uchiha Itachi to Mangekyo. Aike stepped forward and said, because Sarutobi Hiruzen is mine. Uchiha Shisui looked at the seriously injured Uchiha Itachi with a complex expression, and said with a sigh. Actually, as early as a year ago, we controlled Sarutobi Hiruzen, so we have this rare piece. Swish. Sarutobi Hiruzen pulled out the sharp blade, and Uchiha Itachi fell to his knees suddenly exhausted, with blood continuously flowing out, making him powerless to resist. Aike squatted down and looked at Uchiha Itachi blankly. You just said that the huge power and strength will give the Uchiha clan undue ambition? As one of the founders of Konoha village, do you think the Uchiha clan have been treated fairly? Senju Hashirama became the first Hokage, which makes no sense to anyone, but what makes Senju Tobirama become the second Hokage? When it came to the third generation, this kind of jumping clown became Hokage, and what did we Uchiha get? What we Uchiha got was the guards who were given to us like garbage, and they also called us to protect Konoha. The result is that we, the Uchiha clan, are completely squeezed out. From the beginning to the end, we Uchiha have not been treated fairly, they have never treated us Uchiha as companions. Since this is the case, we naturally don't need to regard them as companions. Saying that, Aike stood up and looked down at Uchiha Itachi with extremely cold eyes. What I never expected was that there would be a fool like you in the Uchiha clan, willing to betray their own clan for the sake of the so-called Will of Fire. Sarutobi Hiruzen stepped forward respectfully, Shandy said. Master, do you want to kill him? Owner? Uchiha Itachi looked up at Sarutobi Hiruzen in disbelief. It seems that what Aike just said did not shock him more than the word Sarutobi Hiruzen. Seeing this, Uchiha Shisui completely gave up. Unexpectedly, those shocking words that Aike said did not shake Uchiha Itachi at all. As a result, Sarutobi Hiruzen was called, but Uchiha Itachi had such a big reaction. Aike looked at Uchiha Itachi coldly and said, kill him. That's too cheap for him. He has done so many things that are sorry to the clan, so simply killing him, how can he make him pay for these sins? Grabs Uchiha Itachi by the hair and pulls him up forcibly. The wound on the chest was pulled, and Uchiha Itachi screamed in pain. However, this misery did not make the audience in the live broadcast room feel sympathetic, but they all applauded. Uchiha Iron Tree. What a joy. I knew Aike would not give up easily. Uchiha Hikari. Looking forward more and more to how Aike will punish this traitor. Uchiha Fugaku. F*K me to death. This kind of guy is not my son. Deidara. You are worthy of being Master Aike, you must avenge your revenge, and you must pay for your crimes. Grandma Chio. I don't know what Aike is going to do. But just watching this scene, I feel quite relieved. Uchiha little boy. This is a fart. Thinking about all of us being killed by him, I feel like my heart is about to explode. This level is not enough to relieve my anger. Uchiha Tomoko. That's right. Give me a hard time torturing him. Aike ignored Uchiha Itachi's screams. He looked at Uchiha Itachi coldly. One eye suddenly turned into a Mangekyo Sharingan. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Itachi forgot to scream, but stared blankly at Aike's unusual eyes. Aike said coldly, from today on, you, Uchiha Itachi, are the slaves of the entire Uchiha clan, my servant, the servant of the family. Everyone can order you to do anything. You cannot resist all orders from the Uchiha people. Even if you are made to eat history, you are not allowed to resist. You have to show a happy smile. Seeing that the Uchiha clan needs help, you must rush to help as quickly as possible. And all of this is your atonement. It was already the second day when the screen changed. Uchiha Itachi walks down the street, smiling all over his face. The wound on the chest seems to have been treated, and there is no sign of injury at all. At this time, a truck pulling goods on the street passed by. It is full of goods, and it looks like it is overloaded. Moreover, the person who pulled the goods was staggering, as if he had drunk too much. Drinking too much in broad daylight and pulling carts is simply harming others and yourself. This is not. The shaft of the truck hit a rock, and the whole truck suddenly tilted, and the goods that were not fixed on it were about to fall down. It's too late to say it. Uchiha Itachi rushed over with one stride, shouldering the cargo. The drunk puller looked at it and said in surprise, "Aren't you a genius of the patriarch's family? By the way, didn't you join Anbu? Why are you here? I won't bother a big man like you with such a small matter. It's not good to bump into it." Uchiha Itachi didn't answer, just smiled and put the goods in order, and then bowed respectfully before leaving. Seeing a lot of rubbish on the street, Uchiha Itachi took another stride and started sweeping the street with a big broom he got from nowhere. The Uchiha people on the street were all stunned when they saw it. Then they whispered to each other, "How is this going? Isn't he a child of the patriarch's family? How to do such chores? Wait. That's shit. What's he trying to do? He even did the thing of shoveling shit. Doesn't he need to do the task? I remember that he is still from Anbu, right? Is there an Anbu conspiracy here? Probably not. Master Hokage is very kind to us now, and everything he said after apologizing to us a year ago has been fulfilled one by one."
That's right. Now our Uchiha's reputation is getting higher and higher. It is said that those who make troubles are all specially arranged by Danzo.
Danzo is damned for plotting against our Uchiha clan. Everyone is talking about it. Someone stepped forward and asked curiously, "Itachi, you are the patriarch's genius son. How can you do these chores? Let's leave this kind of thing to ordinary people like us. You genius ninjas all want to shine for the clan." Uchiha Itachi said with a simple smile on his face, "This is what I should do." The person who came forward to ask the question was suddenly surprised. What should be done? Everyone was stunned. What is he supposed to do? Uchiha Itachi is obviously the son of the patriarch. How can you do something like this? The audience in the live broadcast room were also shocked. Didera. I didn't expect Uchiha Itachi to show such a silly smile. It shocked me for 800 years. Terumi Mei. I really can't see it. The guy who was pretty handsome before has completely flown out of my mind now, leaving only this silly smile. Uchiha Fugaku. As expected of Aike, I came up with this torture idea. For proud Uchiha, it is the most vicious torture. I am very satisfied. Onoki. Even my own father said he was satisfied. I don't know what I would think when I saw this scene. Hoshigaki Kisame. Itachi hasn't woken up yet, but even if he wakes up, he won't have any thoughts. After all, he's already shot Zebo Fugaku to death. Senju Hashirama. This is a complete deprivation of a person's freedom. It's so inhumane. Ah, this is Uchiha Itachi. That's okay. Jiraiya. A young man with a bright future, but unfortunately he doesn't have a brain. Tsunade. Even I can't cure this disease, I can only burn it to avoid infecting others. Haitu. Husband Aike is doing great. Fourth Raikage. HMPH. I think it's a bit cheap for him. Uchiha Madara. Just barely. If this kind of scene can be watched for decades, maybe it can relieve a little bit of anger. Senju Tobirama. It's a devilish idea. But this is Uchiha Itachi, and maybe he can accept it. Uchiha Iron Tree. Keep going. Give me more strength. Naruto. It's completely different from the cool look before, it's like a different person. Namikaze Minato. I have to say, distinguished heavenly gods is indeed a terrifying pupil technique. Third Raikage. These are the things that the living guys need to consider. Grandma Chio. I always feel that Danzo's life is going to be difficult. After all, I have seen the power of the distinguished heavenly gods, and I also know that Shisui's eyes are in his hands. I don't think there will be any emotion. Orochimaru. Danzo, that cowardly dog, will definitely not dare to show Konoha at this time, and now everyone is watching the video, who has time to care about him. Luo Sha. Do you want to form a group to go together? After all, he can only control one person, and it will depend on who is unlucky. Fourth Raikage. Maybe Sarutobi Hiruzen can be called, after all, he is currently the most threatened one. Sarutobi Hiruzen. I strongly condemn your immoral thoughts. Tsunade. Ah, what the old man means is hurry up. Onoki. Sure enough, the disciples know their master best. Deidara. Huh? Why don't I understand you? On the other side of the street, Uchiha Makoto watched with heartache as his eldest son was doing bullshit for others, and then turned his head to question Fugaku. What the hell is going on here? What happened to Itachi? Uchiha Fugaku said flatly. He's making atonement. These are things he should, no, must do. What nonsense are you talking about? That's our son. Uchiha Makoto looked at her husband in disbelief. Then he turned his head to look at his son with a silly smile, with sadness and anger on his face. At this time, Uchiha Itachi found the two, came over and said with a smile. Father is good, mother is good. As usual, Makoto will be pleasantly surprised by Uchiha Itachi's change of attitude. But now this weird situation couldn't make her happy at all. Instead, goosebumps appeared all over her body. Itachi, what's wrong with you? Why do these things again? Uchiha Makoto didn't have the nerve to say Itachi was shoveling shit. Uchiha Itachi scratched his head and said with a silly smile. It's nothing, it's all I should do. Looking at his completely changed son, Kwang Chibo Makoto only felt strange for a while. It is obvious that the child was born in October of her pregnancy, but now Uchiha Makoto suspects that the person in front of her is just another person wearing her son's face. At this moment, Uchiha Fugaku said flatly, okay, it's time. Go home. Sasuke is ready. Give him your eyes. Uchiha Makoto turned his head and asked blankly. Change eyes? Why change eyes? Uchiha Fugaku didn't answer, but Uchiha Itachi said with a silly smile on his face. Okay, father. The audience in the live broadcast room looked at Uchiha Itachi with a silly smile on his face, and expressed that they couldn't accept it. Deidara. Uchiha Itachi's smile is so magical, the more you look at it, the weirder it gets. Kakashi. After all, he usually behaves unsmilingly. I have seen that look too much. It is really unacceptable to see him like this now. Onoki. By the way, why did you change Sasuke's eyes? How old is Sasuke now? What's the use of changing eyes? Fourth Raikage. Idiot. Nature is for eternal Mangekyo. Luosha. I think what Onoki wants to ask is that it's useless to replace Sasuke now. After all, Sasuke is too small, and Ja-Ding doesn't have Mangekyo yet. Orochimaru. Didn't you notice that Uchiha Fugaku said Sasuke is ready? That means Sasuke already has Mangekyo. Jiraiya. What? How is it possible? At this time, Sasuke is just at Jonin school, right? As soon as the screen turns, time flies by. Before I knew it, 3 years had passed. I saw children running around everywhere in the Uchiha tribe. There are also many teenagers and girls who are holding their infant children. Obviously they are a pair of extremely young couples. Children play in the street. The adults, however, were summoned by Uchiha Fugaku to a meeting at Nanga Shrine. The time is almost up, it's time to implement the plan. Uchiha Fugaku said straight to the point. When the others heard this, they all became excited. They already knew the content of the plan, and made many attempts in secret, and the results were very gratifying. However, they know, but the audience in the live broadcast room don't know what they want to do. Onoki. Does the Uchiha family think they can do it? Want to overthrow the high-level Konoha, palm tree spits? Fourth Raikage. Impossible. The power of the Uchiha clan has not changed from 3 years ago, and these little devils don't look like they have been trained at all. Luosha. Maybe you want to cooperate with Sarutobi Hiruzen and launch a sneak attack? Terumi Mei. That's too much. Orochimaru. He. I know what they are going to do. Jiraiya. Tell me if you know. Don't be a riddle. Tsunade. Riddler, get out of the studio. The sky changed from day to night. In front of Uchiha Fugaku were 24 Jonin of the Uchiha clan. Be prepared. Uchiha Fugaku said flatly. And the Jonin in front of him resorted to transformation technique one after another. Seeing this scene, the smarter viewers in the live room also understood Uchiha Fugaku's plan. After all, it is what Ake did in the previous video. Think about it and you'll soon know what Uchiha Fugaku's plan is. Onoki. I understand too. Luo Sha. Hey, I understand too. Grandma Chio. Got it. +1 Terumi Mei. +1/4 Rakage. Wait. What do you all understand? Didera. Haha. What an idiot. Hidan. Then do you know what they understand? In the Akatsuki organization, Hidan looked at Didera suspiciously. Sweat poured down Didara's brow like a waterfall. Well, 1000.